Rube, all they do is win.
It's crazy. Yeah,
They just win.
they do win a lot of football games. And I keep saying it's not sustainable. Maybe it is. Maybe you can ride a hot defense. They don't need to score. If the defense keeps playing, look, they're not going to hold everyone under 10 points. But if the defense is playing like this, you can win a lot of games just scoring. They just need to score like 20, 23 points a game, and they're going to win a lot of games. I don't know if they can do that.
I don't either, but they get a win tonight, Sunday Night Football, over the Detroit Lions, 16-9. Eagles are now 8-2, Rube. I mean, they have put themselves in such a great position in the NFC. You think about, to get to 8-2, the teams that they've beaten: the Lions, the Packers, the Rams, the Bucks. Throw the Vikings in there if you want. They've beaten so many of the good NFC teams that the Seahawks are not on their schedule, so they can't beat them. But, I mean, they beat all these teams. And it's funny because we keep talking about it like at some point they're going to have to play these really good teams in January, and can they win like this? They've already beat all these teams.
It's really remarkable. And I was looking this up. They're 5-1 this year against teams with a winning record, currently have a winning record. So they lose the Chiefs on that because the Chiefs are now 5-5. They're still 5-1. And if I can find this real quick without boring everybody, which I probably can't, they are 24-7 since opening day 2022 against winning teams. 24-7. The next best team in the league is the Bills. They're 6 games over 500. Eagles are 17 games over 500 in those games. And I just think that's such a reflection of Nick. And look, he drives you crazy with some of the things he does. Some of the
And we'll get into that.
we'll get into that. But his ability to get this team prepared to face the elite teams in the league. And I think that's why they've had success in the postseason. Because that's all you're facing, and they're ready for it. When you go to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, your schedule is going to be a minefield. You're going to have the toughest schedule in the league, and they are just running through it. And yeah, it hasn't all been pretty, but man, they find ways, and there's something to be said for that.
This is Eagle Eye Podcast, by the way, brought to you by Nissan. Reuben Frank and Dave Zangaro. This is a post-game pod. It feels like this is what we do now. We just talk about, Eagles figured out a way to win, this time against a really good Lions team. Granted, some injuries on that other team, but still a really excellent team. A team that last week, Rube, scored 44 points, had 546 yards of offense. The Eagles held them to 9.
Yeah, and I mean...
And one of those was a field goal after a short field.
Yeah, very short field. We'll get to that. 0 for 5 on 4th down is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And Dan Campbell's going to keep doing it, and I respect him for that. That's what he does. They essentially make you play 2 third downs. And to hold a team to 0 for 5 on 4th down is maybe somebody's done it. I'm sure at some point somebody's done it. Eagles have never done it. I'm sure you looked it up as well. To get 5 4th down stops, and some of them are pretty short. They have weapons. I mean, this isn't like the Packers with a bunch of, kind of practice squad call-ups as their skill guys. They've got skill guys everywhere. And a 4-time Pro Bowl quarterback, 2 great running backs, a 2-time first-team All-Pro wide receiver. They're missing their tight end, and I'm sure they missed him. But to go 0 for 5 with that talent, and I thought it was a real marrying of pressure and coverage on those 5 plays. Boy, they pressured great. They only had 2 sacks, but they pressured so well. And
this is one of those games where the sack numbers do not tell the story.
Yeah. This defense is really good. And remember early in the year when it was like, the defense, like, the offense, but the defense. But it's a different defense, really, when you think about it. N'Kobe wasn't part of it. Jalen Phillips obviously wasn't part of it. Nolan Smith was only briefly a part of it. BG wasn't here. Obviously, he's not playing a ton of snaps, but this is a completely different unit. And, man, I don't know how you score against them. They had the one drive, two big plays, but they should just put Vic in the Hall of Fame like tomorrow. To hold that team, what are they averaging? 31.4? Hold them to 9. It's remarkable. And I've been saying all week they're a different team when you get them outside. And I think the conditions probably help the Eagles just because they're used to it.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions are not.
And that team is like that. The speed on that offense is kind of built. And we saw some of the speed. It was still fast, but that speed is built for indoors.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why those kind of teams have to get the number one seed. I mean, they had it last year and didn't help them. But like the Rams, back then, I mean, they were a team built for outdoors, for indoors. So this is a heck of a win, man. They're 8-2. And how many games have they played well on both sides of the ball?
1, 2, maybe.
Maybe.
Before the bye, those 2 games.
Yeah.
Vikings and Giants.
Yeah. Maybe the Chiefs, but probably not. Yeah, it's really something.
And we'll talk about it because, like, we're not just going to say, oh, they won. We're not going to talk about how poorly the offense played for most of that game. We'll get to that eventually in this podcast because it is something that, maybe it won't bite them because they're winning all these games, but I still think it's worth noting that, like, yeah, it was really bad offensively. It was. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the defense was just so unbelievable in this game. I mean, they're back to being an elite defense. And
what have I been saying all year? By the end of the year, they're going to be a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
And I didn't mention, Jacoby, who's just playing like, he's
him at the end of the game was unreal.
He's playing Pro Bowl level. Defense. He won't make it because he missed almost half the season. But there were legit questions about whether he could be the same player after that injury.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing out of his mind. Covering Jamar Gibbs 30 yards down the field. There's really no weak link on this defense. If Adoree Jackson's playing like that, he was really good. What's the weak link? Well, maybe Makuba but he's hanging in there. When he doesn't give a big play, he's fine. Up front, no weak links. Linebacker, you got all pros all over the place. Corners. So
I think what stood out to me was just the group rush.
Yeah.
In this game, they were just constantly in Goff's face, making him uncomfortable. And he's the type of quarterback where when things are good, he's really good and he can be surgical.
Yeah.
This is a guy who came into this game like completing like 74 to 75% of his passes.
It was like half that.
Yeah. In this game, he completed 37.8% of his passes.
Career low.
The Eagles they destroyed him in this game. And when they weren't getting to him, they were batting passes down. They had 5 passes batted down in this game. And one of them ended up being an interception.
Were you there for Jordan Davis's?
Yeah.
He was really good talking about that.
Yeah. Fascinating because they saw it on tape that Goff kind of has a low trajectory throw.
Sidearm-ish. And
they thought they could exploit that. They were right. And apparently they did it the whole week during practice.
And I'll tell you what, if this was Jordan Davis of last year, he doesn't make those plays because I think like you're making those plays like a few seconds into the play.
Mm-hmm.
And last year he was gassed by the end of the snap. He's not, and he's so much fitter. I don't know if he could sky like he is now last year. Yeah. And by the end of last year he was doing a lot better, but
he had 3 pass breakups in this game.
It's incredible.
So this season he now has 6. In the first 3 years of his career, he had 4.
I know, 6 in 10 games.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me ask Nick Sirianni like about the offensive perspective.
Yeah.
On batted passes and just how demoralizing it is, and he agreed, like because it's a batted pass, like it's just like one thing that changes, right? Like the play can be set up perfectly, and a few of those it looked like there were going to be a chance for like a big play.
Yeah.
And all it takes is the defensive lineman timing it, throwing a paw up there, and batting one down, and it just ruins it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a special skill, and they have 2 guys who can do it, and it was huge tonight. It was huge getting those 5 plays. Like you said, the one turned into the one. I guess the game's only turnover, right?
Mm-hmm. And Cooper DeJean's first career regular season interception.
The one time I don't pick that as my bold prediction, and Avant steals it from me, and he takes it.
All's fair.
Not really happy. All's fair in bold predictions, but yeah, it's a unique skill, and it made a huge difference. What can't this defense do?
like across the line today, across the board, like the defensive line, I can think of a play every single player on defense made.
Yeah.
Seriously, like every single player who played today.
That'd be a good story for you tomorrow. Do like the biggest play each defensive guy made.
Like everyone made a play.
Yeah.
Like you think about Jalen Phillips had that push-pull on the 4th down in the red zone against Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
Beat him clean.
Yes, he did.
Brandon Graham forklifted the left guard behind the line of scrimmage on another 4th down play where Morrow cleaned it up. So there's Morrow's play. Jordan Davis had 3 pass breakups. Jalen Carter had his pass breakups. Jalix Hunt had that big pressure quarterback hit. I think he had a few quarterback hits in this game. Cooper Jean had the pick. Quinyon Mitchell had back-to-back pass breakups. Adoree Jackson had the pass breakup on 3rd and long. Reed Blankenship had a near pick. Makuba came flying and had a big hit. He laid a hit on the one sideline. Like every single player who played in this game made a play.
What about that?
Hell, even the long snapper had two
He did.
tackles in this game.
Yeah, it was a team effort, and that's what I mean by like there's no real weak link on this defense right now. They're all homegrown, almost all. Not a couple guys aren't, but a couple notable guys aren't. But man, I don't know how he's going to keep these guys.
He's not going to keep all of them.
No.
But if you get another ring, who the hell cares?
Not me.
Yeah. I want to bring up that Brandon Graham play because it looked like Morrow made the play, and he did. Like, he cleaned up. 37-year-old Brandon Graham lifted the left guard, pushed him, like blew up the play.
Yeah.
He didn't play much in this game, but he still has it.
What do you play, like 9 snaps?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good number for him. I mean, it's not like they need him to play more snaps, but I like what he gives them with a dozen snaps or less.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to just like go through like some position by position on defense if we can.
Yeah.
Let's start with cornerback because Quinyon, he's one of the best corners in the league.
Did you probably have the advanced analytics? Did Amon Ra catch a pass against him? He only caught 2. I don't think either was against Q. I don't believe.
Well, it couldn't have been. Quinyon Mitchell did not allow a reception on any of the 6 targets. Tied for the most targets without allowing a reception in a game over the last 2 seasons per Next Gen Stats.
He's so good. He's so sticky and so smart and tough.
Pretty unreal.
Yeah. If he just gets some picks, he'd be an all-pro.
Yeah, Monroe St. Brown, just 2 catches for 42 yards on 12 targets.
That's amazing.
He's a really good player. One of the most productive receivers in the league.
He's a 2-time first-team all-pro.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 2 catches on 12 targets. I'm sure the conditions didn't help either quarterback, but look, don't play in a dome, you know?
And like you could sell me on the deep threats not having a great game because of the wind, but St. Brown's kind of like an intermediate to short
underneath
route guy. Like he's a possession guy. And that's where I think like the coverage was great, but also getting Jared Goff off his game, hitting him repeatedly. He was kind of not very comfortable in the pocket, and I think he played like that.
Yeah, I would agree. A little skittish.
Mm-hmm. Linebacker, Nakobe, yeah, he's awesome. Like, they can't lose him, can they?
No. And, Jahad Campbell was playing really well, but I would guess Nakobe played twice as many snaps. I don't have that. Do you have that in front of you?
Not right now.
He's playing at a Zach Bond level. I don't even know a better way to say it. I think he got a sack on the one. I think he had one of the 2 sacks.
He came on the blitz.
Yeah. He blitzed a few times.
He's a great blitzer.
He is.
He gets home on blitzes.
Yeah. Doesn't do it a lot. But, here's a guy who can cover. He can tackle. He can blitz. He's just does everything. And, man, he plays with so much spirit, I think it's contagious. Guys just love being around him. And
yeah, his sack came on 2nd and 10. It put them into that 3rd and 17.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just been, and I mean there really were legitimate questions about whether that injury would have a lasting impact on him. And he's like, I was ready to play week 3. Like, he's something else, special player. They can't lose him. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how you keep these guys, but
I don't know. Worry about that later.
Yeah. And now, you're sitting there like, well, what about Jalen Phillips? Like, you got to keep him too.
5 tackles, a sack, 2 quarterback hits.
He's been so good. And I think that the amazing thing for me with him is how, look, I know he played a little bit under Vic 2 years ago. Different team, different coaches, different teammates. The scheme wasn't identical. The way he's acclimated on the field, in the locker room. I mean, it seems like he's been here like all year. He's just kind of so comfortable around the other guys, and plays with a lot of chemistry with guys that he just met. Mm-hmm. That's rare. He's been exceptional, and there was no, getting to know you phase. It was just like, go out there and go play like an all-pro, and he's doing it.
I want to share 2 things from the locker room about Jalen Phillips. The first, Jordan Davis. I asked him kind of an open-ended, what stands out now 2 games in with Jalen Phillips. He's like, I don't even want to talk about the football stuff. Like, he fits into this locker room so well, and he brings so much energy and excitement because he's so happy to be here. Like, I think that's notable that, and Jordan Davis is like, and he's really happy. And I'm, I like that because Jordan's always the friendliest guy in the world. But like, that tells you how much he's fit in. And then the other one was Jalen Carter talking about him. And I actually asked Jalen Carter about just group rush and what it takes to succeed like that. And he said, it's like, there's no ego involved. And like, if Jalen comes to me and says, hey, I want to run a stunt here, think about, okay, yeah, I'll run that stunt. The fact that he's already like listening to his new teammate who just got here about running a stunt, like that says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's been really striking to me. You can tell just by watching how seamlessly he's fit in, to the whole. And
that push-pull move on Penei Sewell was just so beautiful.
Yeah, my jaw dropped. That was, has he ever played Sewell? I mean, over in the AFC East? I don't know. Maybe at some point, but
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. I'm so impressed with that guy.
Yeah. We talked about Q. Adoree Jackson, he gave up the long touchdown. That's really tough duty against Jamison Williams.
Yeah.
Nick brought it up, though, like, I'm going to give up plays. It takes a veteran, I think, in that situation to come back and then have the confidence to get that pass break up on, was it 3rd and 15?
Yeah.
A really nice pass break up. And that's like a play where, and look, I've been critical of Adoree Jackson this year. I think for a lot of the season, he's been their weak link, and that position has been their weak link. But if you have a younger player in that position who got burnt already in a game, I don't know if they respond the way he did.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point. And I do want to point out that you had a great interview with Adoree on Thursday, it might have been.
Yeah, I think Thursday.
I wrote a story about it. I recommend everybody out there find that story on NBC Sports Philadelphia and read it. It really gives a really interesting, fascinating, I thought, look into who he is, how he got here, what his makeup is, what's made him so mentally tough. It was a fun read. I'm sure you had fun talking to him.
I did. It was one of those interviews where he starts talking and you're like, he wants to get something off his chest. I'll just let him talk. And he talked and talked and talked.
Yeah.
It was good.
You ever have one of those interviews where like it's so good, like you double check to make sure your recorder's working? Like, but didn't lose this.
Yeah.
Good piece. So find that and check it out. But he's been solid. And I don't think Vic, I think he really had to win over Vic. I think Vic's default was playing Keeley.
I'm just looking at the numbers for the Lions offense. They were 3 for 13 on 3rd down, 0 for 5 on 4th down, 0 for 1 in the red zone, 0 for 1 in goal to go. They did have 317 yards. Who gives a bleep?
Yeah, and I thought, look, Gibbs had some big plays as a receiver, but I thought they stopped the run. I mean, those guys, both of them, can kill you.
How fast are they, Gibbs and Williams?
Yeah, Gibbs is just he's a blur sometimes. So you just give him a little daylight, but
He was making Zach Bond miss tackles.
he was.
That doesn't happen.
No. But you know what? When they had to, they made plays. And shoot, if I'm Dan Campbell and I have those guys, I'm going for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah. Although he did make some weird decisions, Dan Campbell. Like he didn't use any of his timeouts in the first half.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then I don't understand. So on the one of the 4th downs, like we're crediting the defense because it was the defense that stopped them, but it was a fake punt. And like the Eagles, like they had 10 defensive players out there and then Xavier Gibson back as the return man, but they like clearly were expecting a fake. And then Dan Campbell just ran the fake.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the up back has a better chance to get a first down than Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery?
I guess he was hoping that maybe even though they had the defense out there, that there was that element of doubt. Maybe they were not going to really do this. I don't know. Now, he does some wacky things. Definitely.
It's 4th and 2. Like,
yeah. Oh, I know.
You don't, like, if they're going to have their defense out there, you maybe take a timeout and put your offense out there.
I agree.
It was weird.
It was. I was a little surprised he didn't go on the last one, that 4th and 10, but you don't get it there. Game's over. What'd you think of Nick on that? Well, we'll get to that. Talking about
some of the next decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have time for that.
We'll get to that.
I do think it's really
I'm glad they were
important.
leading with the defense, though, because we could go negative and be like, man, this offense stinks. But
it was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen against a really good team.
I totally agree.
I mean, we've seen them against, young quarterbacks.
We said all week, like, well, they're going to have to score more than that against the Lions.
They didn't score more than 14 to win this game. More than they didn't.
They did.
10 would have won it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to say about Vic.
He's unreal. And it's not just Vic. It's his coaches, too.
Sure.
Like, the way Christian Parker has the DBs playing. Bobby King at linebackers. Clint Hurt up front. Jeremiah Washburn getting Jalen Phillips caught up that quickly. Like, they have a really good defensive coaching staff.
That's absolutely true. I agree. And I got Bobby King listening to the Tisbury, so, props to him. But, I mean, Vic's the guy calling the plays, and he's making it all work. And it's what I mean, to hold the Packers and Lions back to back to 16 points it's insane. And they needed to do that to win those games. It's just so clutch. And This
is the first time the Eagles have won back-to-back games scoring 20 or fewer points since 2004.
Yeah, and it's only the 3rd time that they've won back-to-back games. Wait, how did you phrase it?
Scoring 20 or fewer points.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's 10 and 16. So I think I did 26 net points over a 2-game span. They did that in 1997 and 1934. I mean, this doesn't happen. You're lucky to win one game in a season, scoring 10 points or 16 points or whatever, under 20 points. To do it back-to-back weeks against, I guess the Packers aren't a great team, and they're banged up, but I mean, I'm just blown away. And we're really seeing this defense come of age, and they're going to have to lean on them, I would think.
It seems that way. It's probably not ideal to be like, hey, defense, you got to hold this team under 10, but they needed to.
Cowboys will be a good look. The Cowboys aren't a good team, but they score a lot of points.
They have a good offense.
They do.
They put up yards and points.
But if there's ever a team that you might want to get healthy against offensively, it might be them as well.
Yeah. I want to just keep talking about the defense all night,
I know.
It's almost 2 a.m. You got anything else in defense, or should we take a break and then get to the offense?
I could talk about the defense all night.
I know.
Really, it was that good, and
I think we talked about everyone we needed to talk about.
We didn't mention Eli Ricks. Did he play? Antoine Powell-Ryland? All right. We can move on.
Okay,
yes.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk offense, special teams, and then we'll wrap this up.
You deserve a car that thrills you, a car that puts goosebumps on your goosebumps. At Nissan, we've got everything from turbocharged SUVs to 100% electric vehicles that'll make your heart beat faster. Experience the thrill for yourself and shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today.
And we're back on the Eagle Eye Podcast, brought to you by Nissan, Reuben, Frank, and Dave Zangaro. We talked about the defense. That was good. Well, let's talk about the offense.
Do we have to?
Because that was not very good.
It was not good.
It was not good. They end up scoring 16 points, 272 yards. Looking at their possessions, I mean...
They had two drives of 30 yards or more.
Yeah.
Out of 13 drives.
Not great. They did have the one drive where they went 45 yards, but they killed 6 minutes off the clock in the second half. I guess that's a win.
I guess.
3
for 13 on third down. No, I'm sorry, 4 for 15. 0 for 1 on fourth down.
Oh, let's talk about the Nick decision.
Yeah.
Their own territory, where were they? They were
29 maybe.
Let me pull up exactly where they were. It was 4th and 1 on their own 29-yard line.
Up 10.
Up 10. I didn't hate it. They have this play that's it's so good. They have a chance to just win the game. And even Nick, he normally says, he normally stands by it. He kind of took ownership for it and said, hey, it didn't work. It's on me. I shouldn't have done it.
Here's what
I didn't hate it.
Here's why I didn't like it. The Lions seemed to have success against it before that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have as much. There were times like last year where they were getting 3 yards every time they lined up to run that play. If they had been doing that, I'd feel better about it. I wouldn't have any trouble with it. It was the circumstances more than
I get that.
The down and distance for me. It wasn't going well. I don't think Cam's healthy yet. I don't think.
Well, he came out of the game.
Yeah, it was Toth at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have Lane, you don't have Cam. I didn't like the circumstances is what I didn't like about it.
Yeah, I get that. I there was something about it that I like the idea of trying to just win the game.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's a yard. It's a yard to
inches.
Move it, and you have a chance to just run the clock out. Eventually, they did, and they finished the game with the ball in their hands, which they got a little bit of a help from the official.
Oh my God.
Maybe the worst defensive pass interference call in NFL history.
I don't know if I've ever seen a worse DPI than that.
That was awful.
In that situation?
Yeah. Then again, this is a team that lost the Super Bowl on a phantom hold, so
yeah,
maybe they were owed one. And honestly, even if they don't call that, do we really think that the Lions were going to just all of a sudden score? I don't.
I don't think so, but certainly it would have had a better chance.
Yeah, I'm sure they wanted that opportunity.
Instant first down. I thought if anything, AJ pushed off a little bit, but to me, it was a no call either way.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe he threw that flag.
Yeah, it was a bad call.
Yeah, it was not a good call. But
there were some weird calls in this game. We had the Nick Sirianni actually explained the Tyler Steen one. Did you hear that?
We didn't run that part of it. No.
So basically, because the tackle, the defensive tackle, lined up in the neutral zone, but he was lined up there to begin with, they can call it, but you can't touch him. If you touch him, it's a false start. Whereas if he moves in to the neutral zone, if he's at a position and his hand lurches forward into the neutral zone, and then you touch him with the ooga booga booga, as Jeff Stalin calls it, that's a legal play. So Nick Sirianni said, I don't think I've actually coached that well enough to Tyler Steen to know that in that situation.
Okay.
Because I understand Tyler Steen's a pretty mild-mannered guy. They had to pull him back from the rep.
He was lucky to get a personal foul.
Yeah. He was beside himself.
Yeah, he was.
And it's funny because it's another one of those, it's a tough play to officiate. I'd like to point out it has absolutely 0.00000% to do with the push element of that play.
So what you're saying is it's not related to the push part?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's still going to be used as evidence for banning the push, which is very dumb to me.
Yeah. What else do you want to say about the offense? Can't run the ball. It can't convert third downs. It can't throw the ball.
Yeah, but aside from that.
I thought it was a terrible play that Jalen took on when he took that sack.
It was a weird play.
It was a 2nd and 4. I didn't like the play call to begin with.
I think the play call, it was was it a play action?
I don't remember.
And it kind of like the pressure just rolled into him.
Yeah.
A lot of negative plays.
Yeah.
Just a ton of negative plays in this game. And I think a lot of it is the offensive line not getting push. Some of it's just play design. Play designs suck.
Yeah.
Play designs suck. They're calling them in the wrong times. It just really feels like Kevin Patullo has no feel for when to call what.
I don't disagree.
It's just like a very disjointed offense right now. Like there was a moment in the second half where all of a sudden they ran an RPO and it worked. Where
did that come from?
Yeah, like what the hell is that? You're running RPOs now? It feels like, and I think I said this during the game at my seat, it feels like they're at the point where they're just like throwing bleep against the wall and seeing what sticks, that's what you do early in the season to find out what you're good at. And then you kind of lean into what you're good at. We're in week 11.
It's like they put all their plays in a hat and they're just pulling them out.
It feels like that. There's like no rhyme or reason to it. And now I think that, there was clearly a concerted effort to get A.J. Brown the football. He had 11 targets, ended up with 7 catches for 49 yards. I don't think he played well. I think he made some plays. We can talk about the ball down the sideline. I think he was asked about that. I was not there for A.J. Brown. But, yeah, I didn't love the optics of that.
Yeah.
And like, it's I will never call out effort. I'm not going to do that because I don't know the reasoning. Did he lose the ball? So I want to hear his explanation for it, but it caught my attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after that one, I think somebody in studio said, "Oh, we're going to get Bible verses tonight." Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what to make of him. I don't know what to make of Saquon. I mean, completely different circumstances. I thought Saquon ran really, really hard, and he had a couple good runs. He had a couple holes at times.
Finished with 83 yards.
One got called back, I believe.
Yeah.
I think he had like a 12 that got called back. But
yeah, that was the hold on Lane.
It was a hold on Malata, I think.
Malata. Oh, yeah. Malata on 34.
Yeah. Still averaged 3.2. And Tank Bigsby comes in. And I'm not saying play Tank Bigsby over Saquon, but he comes in. He's got some juice. Goes 17. On that one drive, he had a 4, a 7, and a 17.
He's got a little, like, angry Marshawn Lynch run to him.
A little bit. I do think it would help the offense if he had a little bit more expanded role. How many carries did it say? 26 carries for Saquon. That's a lot of carries.
I like that they went back. The one play I'll give them credit for, the QB draw.
Yeah.
On, what was it, 3rd and 11?
Nice. Yeah.
It was such a good play last week, but he fumbled on it. And I was worried in a way that the result of that play would prevent them from running it because it was an effective play last week for them.
True.
And they ran a couple draws in this game that I thought were good.
Yeah. I thought it was clever running by him. He's got to go down. The one he just got clobbered on.
On the sideline?
Yeah.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
It was very funny when he got hit on the sideline because it was like an awkward hit he took to the leg.
Yeah. He got up a little slow.
Yeah. An Eagles employee in the press box, what was that? And I was like, a tackle. I don't know. It was a tackle.
Even the voice I recognized.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to say any names, but Jalen was just off. I'll tell you what, give some props to Jahan Dotson for hanging on to that ball on the sideline.
He got clobbered. Helmet to helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, that was a 49-yard play in a game where they were struggling to get 4 yards.
And that got them out of backed up.
Yeah, it did.
They were in a tough spot. That was right after the 4th down stop.
Right.
So just like to get a first down there is a win because you want to at least have some room to operate.
I don't know how it looked like the last second he looked over and he saw the dude coming. I guess it was Beach. But, yeah, it was
Branch.
Branch, yeah. Well, there could be a branch on the beach if it's in a, woodsy area. But yeah, that was a tough catch. 34-yarder.
The one good drive they had was before the half. It was like a real football drive. 10 plays, 64 yards, 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Finished it off with a touch push with 16 seconds left. That was like a real drive.
It was like football.
It was a real football drive.
And then they didn't do it again.
No. I don't know what to make of it.
Are you ready to say, and I've been bubbling under the surface with this, that it's time to make a play caller change? Are you there yet? I think I am. I think I'm there.
I understand it.
This is 10 weeks.
Yeah, so look, it can work. So in Eagles history, in recent Eagles history, we have examples of both.
Yeah.
In 21, change offensive play callers, and it worked great. I don't know if they have Shane Steichen in the building.
I know they don't, but they might have someone who's better than what they have.
Maybe.
There's a lot of space between.
Yeah, and of course, the one that didn't work was 23 and around this time, a little later, it was week 13 when they made the defensive coordinator switch with disastrous results.
Although he's doing a nice job for Ohio State.
He is. He
Coach
did not
Matty.
do a nice job here.
Those are the only ones, right?
Under Nick, and I think it's only fair to look at.
So we're not going to go Bill Musgrave replacing Dana Bible?
No. And look, I it is a fair question. When the offense looks like this, and
Week 10, Dave.
Yeah, like week 11.
Week 11.
Yeah.
10 games, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a fair question. It's probably one that should be asked to Nick this week, and he's going to get angry about it probably. But I think it is a fair question. And, who would be the candidates? I think it would probably be either Scott Loeffler or Parks Frazier. You can make a case for either of them. Loeffler's done it at the college level. Parks Frazier has called plays in the NFL, just not much. But he also isn't coaching a position.
Right.
So like that would make some sense.
Yeah. Loeffler's quarterback's coach. If his relationship with Jalen is as good as it's been made out to be, that might make some sense.
Who's that? Loeffler?
Yeah.
Sure, but it shouldn't be all based on that either.
No, it shouldn't all be based on that. I
think
agree.
there's actually some danger in that.
But like, if you haven't seen somebody do it, how can you, like? I mean, it's just kind of,
yeah, which is what makes it really scary.
Yeah, I'm ready to, because like I don't think it can get worse.
Famous last words.
I don't think it can get worse, honestly. With this talent to be scoring, I think they're like under 20 points a game now.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line is not healthy.
No,
and it's really showing. They lose Lane in this game. We even talked about that. Lane left with a foot injury, came in with an ankle injury, leaves with the foot, and then Cam Jurgens by the end of the game is out, and Brett Toth is in. So we talked about the injury report this week. 4 of the 5 guys started the week limited, and then 2 of those guys can't finish the game.
Yeah, it's certainly a big
man. If they didn't have Fred Johnson, they'd be screwed.
Yeah,
Fred battles in there.
Yeah.
If they didn't have him, man, they'd be in some serious trouble.
Yeah, no doubt. It's certainly a big part of the equation, but they still have Saquon, they still have Devontae, they still have AJ, they still have Jalen, they still have Goddard, and are averaging 19 points a game.
Jalen was off today, huh?
Yeah, he's just off.
Yeah. 14 for 28, 135 yards. Ran well today.
Yeah, a couple good runs.
This was a secondary without 2 starters.
Yeah.
No Terrion Arnold, no Kirby Joseph. Like they should have been able to be more effective.
Yeah. 14 completions, 135 yards. Yeah. No
it's
question.
Concerning. And it's funny because like we even last week we were like, well, they can't win like that again.
They won like
and
that.
They won like that again. And it's like some of the arguments I've heard, like about the Eagles not being for real, are like, well, yeah, what happens when they play the Rams in January? Well, they beat the Rams. Like, what happens when they play the Bucks again in January? Well, they beat the Bucks. Like, they've beat all these good teams on their schedule.
Yeah,
and like, so part of me is I'm conflicted about this because I think they need to be better. but they just don't lose.
Yeah.
They don't lose football games. And I thought Nick had a really interesting quote that I think he was tired and he just came out, but he said he was watching football earlier today, and he said he saw some teams waiting to lose. He says, we wait to win.
Interesting.
I think there is something to the idea. Like, this team is confident they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
And I asked Jalen about like where that comes from, and he pointed to the Georgia guys on defense.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He was very complimentary of the defense.
Yeah.
Did he say it was the best defensive game he's ever seen since he's been here?
Mm-hmm.
Can't
I think he just
disagree.
said he's ever seen.
Yeah. Can't disagree. I mean, kind of reminded me of the 91 season when, they went through all those quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks kept getting hurt. They ended up the season with getting guys off construction sites. They had like the worst offense in history, but the greatest defense in history. They went 10-6 and didn't make the postseason. That's what this reminds me of. It's like 91 all over again.
Anything else you want to touch on offensively?
Minus Richie the K.
I really think my biggest takeaway from the offense is just how disjointed it looks.
Yeah.
It looks like they're just trying stuff. They're just out there like, let's try this now. And then try this now.
You just don't see plays setting up other plays. Mm-hmm. It's just like random plays being run that don't have any context.
Yeah, it doesn't pass the eye test.
But then again, are you going to bench a play caller when you're 8-2? I just don't know.
it's a tough thing to figure out, huh?
Yeah. It's
especially a guy who, by all accounts, is like well liked.
Yeah.
So, like that matters. There are interpersonal conflicts and interpersonal relationships that you have to manage.
I mean, there's a point where, like, at what point do you say, all right, we can't go on like this? Like, if you score 13 against the Cowboys, you score 17 against the Bears.
They win 13-7.
They might. But at some point, it's going to be an issue.
Anything else offensively you wanted to touch on?
I don't think so. Goddard had a couple uncharacteristic. I mean, the conditions must have been pretty bad.
It was windy.
And it looked like some.
There was another play I wanted to point out offensively.
Yeah.
There was a ball that went through Dallas Goedert's hands and then through A.J. Brown's hands. And you're like, why are they so close to each other? And this is not the first time this has happened. There was another play later where a couple of receivers collided. I don't even think you probably saw it on the TV copy. There have been some like structural issues with routes.
Is it possible to have two drops on one throw?
No.
Okay. Maybe it is.
No.
Okay. All right.
But it's not the first time we've seen issues with spacing.
Yeah.
And that's, Nick always talks about, mastering the things that take no talent. It does not take talent to draw up a play where two receivers are not within 3 feet of each other.
True. Yeah.
Just little things like that. Like if you're going to talk about mastering those things, you can't keep doing that stuff. Yeah, I think we touched on everything offensively. Glad they got Kylan Granson his targets in this game.
Oh, my God.
He caught the one. It was a tough catch. He got clobbered. One catch for 4 yards.
The other one he should have caught.
I don't even remember the other one, I'll be honest.
He had a drop on the left sideline.
Did he?
Yeah.
I just can't remember that play at all. Not even a little bit.
It's okay.
Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes the brain doesn't work right.
Yeah. I know.
Special teams?
Yeah, sure.
Jake Elliott.
That was a clutch field goal.
He made 2 field goals. Made a 49-yarder, made a 34-yarder. Or he made 3, right? 27, 34, 49 yards.
Yeah. Bad conditions. They showed him missing like a 51-yarder in warm-ups really badly.
Yeah.
Had to be a difficult night to kick. So those are big kicks.
Clutch kicks. And then we saw...
I thought the 49-yarder was really, really clutch. Yeah.
On the flip side of it, Lions missed a PAT. There was a 1-point play on a Jameson Williams cost his team a point.
He did.
By jumping on. It's very funny, but
it was funny.
It was funny, but you can't touch the goalpost.
Is that the rule? You can't touch it?
You can't celebrate with a goalpost.
You can't celebrate with it.
Yeah.
You can't use it as an accessory to celebration.
Yeah.
He was climbing up it.
Yeah. It's like the old dunking on it.
Right. Yeah, cost him 15 yards. That was the difference between making and a miss.
And as soon as he got there, you're like, they might miss this kick.
Yeah. And the conditions were worse then, I think. I think they got a little better.
I heard it maybe started to snow a little
A little bit. Yeah.
I was in the tunnel by then. I was kind of joking earlier, but the long snapper really did have two tackles, which is kind of rare.
Yeah, he mixes it up.
Mhm.
He's physical.
Anything else on special teams?
um,
Actually, Josh Uche almost had a blocked field goal or a blocked punt.
oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Braden Mann, 4 inside the 20.
Yeah.
He down the stretch. I think he hit
He had one ugly one early.
Yeah.
But wind, it's tough to tell. He had a good game.
On that last drive, I think he had one to the 15. But yeah, he's really good. Offense, I got nothing else.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. had a couple penalties on teams.
Yeah, he did. He had one on a kick that wasn't returned. It was a face mask.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
No. I think we've spoken about the offense enough. I think it's ugly.
Yeah, it's almost like you're running out of things to say. And I think it's frustrating because we've seen glimpses. Like before the bye week, you're thinking about to turn the corner.
Sure. I thought they had.
Yeah, you thought they did. And then, as Jalen says, momentum can stop and start at any given point, and it's clearly stopped now. Yeah, I don't have a ton of confidence, honestly, that they're going to figure it out.
Same here.
But I do know that defense is pretty darn good.
Yeah. I thought they'd be good. I thought they'd be better, but I didn't see this level of playmaking
just
this quickly.
Dominant.
Yeah.
Just dominant defense.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on your mind?
I mean, you think about it, like they've got 3 legitimate interior linemen who can rush the court. I mean, Jordan Davis not so much, but 2 of them. And then they're like 4 deep at edge. 3 of them are really legitimate guys and get off after the quarterback. And then you have Nakobe and Zach Bond. I mean, that's a horror show for a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just had to bring it back to the defense.
That's fair. I like that. Anything else like from being over at the stadium or
it was cold
pregame? It was cold.
The cheerleaders all lined up with Jason Garrett right behind us.
That was weird.
That was kind of strange.
It's like they're open, I think.
Yeah, but he could have picked another spot. But it was fine.
I think it was the best spot they could have picked. I really enjoyed them doing it behind your live.
Fair. Saw Michael Kendricks.
I got a chance to chat with him for a minute.
Good.
He gave me a big hug.
I like Michael.
Michael's great. He was a fun guy to cover.
Yeah, he was.
He was one of those guys where you kind of never knew what he was going to do or say.
Yeah, true.
He liked being around those guys. They're fun to cover.
I thought he was underrated in 17. Thought he played well.
Big plays.
Yeah.
And that was a tough position for him. He kind of had to take a step back.
Yeah.
On that defense. He still did one of my favorite things I've ever seen in the football game. When John Dornbos got hurt, and Kendricks at this point was not playing very much on defense, so he took it upon himself to grab a football and start trying out long snapping on the sideline. And we thought, are they holding open tryouts right now for a long snapper to see who can do it? No, Brent Selleck was the emergency long snapper. He came in and long snapped. But Kendricks, in his mind, thought, I'm going to try this right now.
Yeah, love it.
Awesome.
Saw the Eagles' 2004 Super Bowl starting center is the Lions' offensive line coach.
Oh, yeah.
Hank Fraley. It was good to see Hank. Talked to him for just a moment. When he was walking some laps before the game. He's a really highly regarded O-line coach.
Yeah, great offensive line.
Yeah, so.
A little banged up right now. But
yeah. So it was good to see him.
Dave Phipp, still a special teams coordinator.
Yeah. Did you see Phipp?
I didn't see him, but his fake did not work.
It did not.
Vontae Maddox got a couple snaps.
He did.
That's all I got.
That's all I got, too.
Good flight by Lincoln, the bald eagle.
Oh, okay.
Good flight.
I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best pregame or postgame or not postgame, but halftime pregame entertainment you've ever seen at a game?
Frisbee dogs.
Oh, come on.
You mean
I mean, if you really believe that,
they're up there.
Okay. Frisbee
No,
donks.
the 2017 NFC Championship game, the Roots played halftime.
Oh, yeah. McCartney played that 2004 Super Bowl halftime. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Just curious.
Then Frisbee dogs. All right, let's wrap this up. Questions, we'll get to them during the week if you have one for us. I'm sure you already sent them.
I'm sure we got a bunch.
Eagle-eyed NBCUni.com, QR code's on the screen. Pause that, hit that for us. If you enjoy the Eagle Eye Podcast, please do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your pods. If you're watching on YouTube, click the like button, subscribe there as well. Back during the week, Eagles on the road in Dallas in Week 12. Reuben Frank, I'm Dave Zangaro. This has been Eagle Eye, presented by Nissan. The Eagles are 8-2. We'll talk to you soon.